You can't have great character if you have an easy life. You can't. That's not how it works. You show me a person who's born into money, right? They usually have problems, right?
Yeah.
Those kids have depression and all this, but they have everything that you can buy, right? But they don't have the things that will build you. So the algorithm on Instagram was incorrect. Today's not International Men's Day. That was it November, Rich? Was that November 19th? Yeah.
Okay. Well, we just missed it.
Yeah, we just missed it. So happy International Men's Day anyway. And it's funny because when I did a little video for the vlog on the way over here because I saw it. So I'm thinking like, oh, it's International Men's Day.
Something to talk about.
Yeah, so I started talking about it on the thing. So when we just leave it, it's fine. We'll get some comments. People are gonna be like, this guy doesn't even know what date it is. I'm like,
so what is this? This is 13, right?
I don't know. It's 14. 13? 13.
Excellent. Yeah. You know, a couple of days out from Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
A lot to be grateful for, number one.
Yeah.
But I'm grateful for this entire situation. Mm-hmm. You know, I love to see, ideas plus action becomes your reality. It's a beautiful thing.
Oh, this is real, man. You can touch it.
Yeah. But so what you doing for the holiday?
Family, man. I mean,
are you cooking? I mean, when I say that, I mean, because I know you're a DoorDash dude. I'm saying, like, are y'all like going through?
DoorDash exists because of my bank account. That's what's going on there. I mean, I got a giant family, so everybody's gonna bring something.
Okay.
I think we're bringing pumpkin pie.
Oh, excellent.
That's on us.
Excellent.
So
we're semi-hosting this year. Normally we either go to my parents' house.
Yeah.
My dad just moved. My sister just moved, so their house, I guess, is in a little disarray. Mm-hmm. So we're hosting. I'm not really sure if we got enough room, but we're gonna make it work.
That makes it better.
Yeah. We don't.
When everybody's like this,
it won't be like that. But I'm just saying, like, we haven't. This is our first time hosting in the house that we currently live in. Mm-hmm. So, but the cool thing is, I get to be in control of the food.
Oh, I know that's your favorite.
Yeah. So
So everybody's gonna be eating healthy and feeling great.
Exactly. Still delicious though.
Right.
I just like to try to make sure my ingredients is on point. So I got a 16-pound soy and corn-free turkey. I'm gonna splay that out. Last year I did it. It was amazing. I like cornbread stuffing, but I like regular stuffing too. So I kind of make a combo of the two. And I'm probably gonna do the green bean casserole. My wife makes the sweet potato souffle, the greens, and then I'll let everybody else bring whatever else they want. I think I'm gonna do like a big cookie brownie as well. So we're gonna.
Dude, that sounds. I'm starving now.
I know.
Thanks.
We're gonna grab out. I know.
Appreciate it.
I know. Got to talk about.
So turkey is one of those things, man. If it's not like properly made,
100.
It's so dry. You can't.
So it was frozen, so I thawed it out.
Yeah.
All right. So today, when I get done with this, I'm gonna brine it. So I'll brine it for 24, 36 hours.
Oh, shit.
Then you got to take it out and dry it, and then you kind of got to chill it back down, and then do all the seasonings and all that, and then it'll just be ready to go early Thursday morning. It only takes like 2 hours to cook when you cook it that way, and turns out really good.
Dude, when is this Alpha Hour cookbook coming out?
Well, I want to do the Alpha Hour cooking show, basically, so we can show people the skills, and we're working on that, and I think that's going to be amazing.
Yeah, I mean, because
and then we'll let the recipe book come after that.
But you know how important food is.
100%.
It's the most important thing.
100%.
For longevity, for even your physique and all that stuff. Yeah. I mean, it's just food.
So when we say food, we mean real food, whole foods.
Right.
As close to what God made as we can get, which is hard to get these days. But
here,
yeah. But so I go for the highest level of ingredients. I was just talking to my buddy the other day, Liddell, and he's been getting full bison ribeyes and chuck roast. So I'm about to start getting those.
Sign me up.
Order like half a dozen of those soy and corn-free chickens and be ready to go. So there's potential prep in the horizon.
Hey,
So we gotta make sure
I can't wait,
load it down with all the goods.
You know, the food thing has always been kind of a difficult thing for me because I have to remember to eat enough.
100.
You know what I mean? And you know, for bodybuilding, you know what I mean? If you just want to build muscle,
Right.
like if you don't have enough food in your system, you're just not going to build it.
Right.
It doesn't matter how hard you work out. You know?
Well, if I'm training for something, then I'm almost, for lack of a better word, force feeding myself. In other words, I got to get these 300 grams of protein. But if I was just eating when I'm hungry, you know, I've been thriving on 1 and 2 meals a day, and I noticed, you know, these past 7, 8, 9, 10 weeks I've been training pretty hard. My appetite's back, and so, you know, I haven't woken up hungry like in a long time. Like these past few weeks, I'm like, man, I'm hungry as soon as I open my eyes in the morning. So I had gotten used to basically eating afternoon, you know, like 12, 1, 2 o'clock. But shoot, training. I'm getting ready to switch this whole thing up and try to get up, have me a meal at 7, another meal at around 10 or 11, and then train.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I know. When I wake up, I try to fast for as long as I can.
exactly. That's
You
what
know
I've
what I
been
mean?
doing.
I do drink my coffee though. I don't know if that's probably not good because it's not
Sounds
really
great. What do you
true
put in it?
fasting.
What do you put in it?
Well, my wife makes it. Well, we have an espresso machine.
You got the
so- No, I don't put but she does put I don't put sugar or nothing like that.
Okay.
But I do put a little bit of the cream, the flavored cream.
Oh, okay. I got to get you some nature sweets.
Yeah. So anything that can be better, I'm in. But I'll have my 1 cup of coffee, you know, and then I won't eat again until I'm like hungry, which is probably like 5 hours later. You know what I mean? And then I'll eat dinner too. And usually my meals are going to be high calorie and high protein, you know, moderate fat, you know, to try to get my numbers in just so I don't lose any muscle. Because right now we've been so busy with all this, man. My consistency in the gym has dropped off big time.
Yeah, I fell off. I went like 5 days without training, which was, you know, a couple of months ago that was normal.
Yeah.
But, you know, it's like I say, since
Now
I'm
it's like
consistent. I'm just like, whoa.
Yeah.
And then I went back to the gym and had an amazing, first day back type of workout, and I just realized how much I really missed training over the years. It's really cool to even be able to wear some of these clothes these have been on my.
I feel good about it.
This has been in the closet for like 7 years.
Well, I remember when you, yeah.
And so seeing things
Come back.
start to come back,
Yeah.
and feeling good. I really forgot how much
That's the main thing.
training makes me feel good.
That's the main thing, right?
So-
The mental part of it, where you
Yeah.
your brain just functions different.
Yeah. So, now, again, everything's mindset. And so now I have working on my list of non-negotiables, which is, morning meditation. Like I told you, I'm starting to trade and making sure I'm getting my meals, making sure I'm getting my workouts. All these things is a must that I must accomplish on a daily basis.
I like it. Well, you have to have a plan. If you don't have a plan of attack, you're never going to be able to attack.
You just going with
Yeah. Well, you become part of the stream, right?
Yeah.
You're not your own, salmon trying to fish, go the other direction. You're just going with everybody else.
Exactly.
Yeah, the same fate, Dude, I got to tell you, last week, because you said it earlier, you're thankful for all this. Well, last week we were talking, and it was off camera. And you said something to me, and it just, it's been with me since then. You know what I mean?
Oh, when I told you changed my life?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bro.
Well, to know somebody for all the years we've been knowing each other, and, we always lifted each other up. And I know I was in a hole, after my mother. I mean, not to make excuses, but it's just really my,
Right.
Sometimes you have to figure out, well, what triggered this person to go down that path? And for me, it was, the rapid succession of, trials and tribulations and turmoil from, and I know we talk about this all the time, but it literally was like dominoes, the lawsuit, mother, first my grandmother, first grandmother, my mom's mom, then my dad's mom, and then my dog, and then my mom. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just like I was just in such a weird place for me, and just being able to do this, which I consider a type of a release. You know, what I learned when I was going through my situation was to not hold stuff in, to have someone that you can, you know, vent to or just bounce something off of, or just be able to release. And so now when we sit down and we break bread, this is a form of release for me, you know, and because I'm a giver, and I have so much stuff in my head that I consider valuable, that it could help other people. And this is a platform to allow me to do that. And it gives me a sense of freedom. And I also can see the progression. I see where this is going. And it makes me feel alive again. I feel like I have you know, it's improved my sense of purpose. You know, that's one of the 5 elements of happiness, the sense of purpose. Most people, when they retire, they lose their sense of purpose. And normally, you know, the average person lasts another 5 years after they retire. And it's because of that reason. And so, you know, I'm nowhere, I don't ever want to retire. So to be able to have something like this, that I know we can do this until we're going. I'm just saying, that's what I'm saying. We can do this.
We'll be in wheelchairs. We'll be
real
like,
old
man, let's talk about
So, you know, having something like that, like I said, it just gives me a heightened sense of purpose, and I'm very grateful. Yeah.
Well, I'm, you know, I've always cherished our friendship. And you know, people say, you know, this is my brother, this is my brother. You know, they use it loosely. It's like saying I love you. You know what I mean? It's like they say so much, it doesn't really, you know what I mean? But when we say it, it's like, I mean, it's like, you know, especially since, you know, the thing with mom and everything. And I was like, you know, that would hurt me, the same thing. I mean, you know, I sent you the video when I was going to see her.
Yeah, that was cool too.
Yeah, man. I mean, that was from the heart, man. I mean, it's like, I felt it and I was like, all right. You know what I mean? Like, it was like that. So I think it's important for people to have a circle of people that they consider more than just, you know, somebody who's there for the good times.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, that's the problem just these days, man.
You know, I gotta say, like, if you can't grow with me, you can't go with me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
100.
And so having people that you're like-minded, we're trying to do the same things. And it's cool how it's blossoming into other avenues, you know, focusing on this brand, but it's allowing us to do a lot of other things.
We got all kinds of cool stuff. Yeah, we got all kinds of cool stuff. And, you know, our team is building bigger, too. It's like, you know, you start something, and like when we started this idea, it was just, you know, like we had a vision. And then as we kept on moving forward, right, we got to where now we have, you know, Chase, and we have Richard, and, you know, whoever else we bring in. I mean, they're coming, and the timing is everything. You know what I mean? And I like doing it that way. I don't want to go out there and look for people to bring in. Oh, this guy's really good with business stuff. You know, this guy's.
We're very well rounded, well versed, well traveled. I like to consider myself a good guy. You know, before I used to think I was a nice guy, but I'm really not a nice guy. I'm a good guy.
There's a difference.
And to have all these relationships with these people, you know, somebody like a Nick that we had on last week who blew my mind. And then to know, and then we won't spoil it, but we got other guys like that that's been in our lives for years who have a story, who are very successful in their own world, in their own right. And cool, it's just like, this is like fun to me. I've watched a lot of YouTube. I've watched a lot of guys build their podcasts and build their audience. And the one thing that made me continue to follow them is their consistency and their progression.
Right.
And so it's just really cool to have something similar.
Yeah, I mean, that's what we strive for every episode, is to put out great information. You know, it's not just random 2 people sitting around just talking shit. It's like literally, we do talk a lot of shit, but we also, inside of all that, we still put out a lot of great information for people to actually stop and go, wait, let me just, what they said there was kind of, you know, and because that happens to me if I'm watching a podcast and somebody says something, I'm like, wow, let me rewind that real quick. Let me hear that again.
Wait,
you know what I mean?
Say?
Yeah, I'm like, what? You know,
I do that with Myron Golden a lot. He's one of the guys I follow on finance, and he's almost like a preacher.
Yeah,
but he's talking about money. You know what I'm saying? It's
preaching money.
Well, it's just he uses biblical principles when he's talking about finance, and it's just he went from $0 to making like 40-something million a year.
Nice,
which is crazy.
Good for him. Good for him.
And just doing what he loves. He said basically, I was already doing it. Now I just turn on the camera. You know what I'm saying? Kind of like what we were talking about.
Right.
And so it's just like I say, people like that always inspire me to.
Well, I mean, that's
to show you how far you really can take it.
That's really the blessing, to do what you love, and then make a living doing it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
This is the cool thing about what we're doing. We're doing everything we love. We're in this space that we love. Mm-hmm. We love this. We love the health, the wellness, the fitness, all that stuff. So it's like, you know, if you're doing the things that make you happy,
right,
then you're winning.
Yep.
I mean, that's like, you know, the money always, it's funny because the money always comes.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, you don't have to chase it.
Nope.
You just keep it, because I think people will see it too and go, you know, this guy genuinely this guy would do it for free.
Almost everything I do, it would, you know what I'm saying? Like, in other words, there's not a dollar amount that would make me get up and go do it all alone.
Yeah.
It has to have something, or else I'd have a job somewhere.
Yeah.
Just you know, working for X amount of dollars.
Right.
So, you know, like my personal training thing, I tell my clients all the time, you can't afford me, as far as if I was charging you for what I'm giving you.
Right.
Like, this is therapy to me. I actually get to use my gift to actually help people. You're paying me for my minutes, not for what my worth.
Right.
So
yeah, because I mean, your experience, I mean, just that level of experience and doing everything yourself firsthand. And then you worked with a lot of great coaches too. Yep. So you picked up a lot of stuff from them, Dave Palumbo and
tons of them. Everybody really.
Everybody really, right? Yeah. So, you know, so you becoming a coach now and having athletes out there doing things is cool, because now you got all of the knowledge that you gathered from all the years of working with all these other people into you know, and also your perspective of it, because you tried it.
Yeah. And I'm training like high level, like executive type people.
Right.
Who probably wouldn't work out if they weren't training with me.
Yeah.
And it amazes me because most of them are extremely green as far as how to lift weights. Mm-hmm. So I actually get to teach them how to do it right for the first time. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm not correcting their old habits. Mm-hmm. I'm literally getting to show them what I know, and that's all they know. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So one of my clients I'm training yesterday, he's like, he's in his 60s. He's lost probably, 60, 70 pounds. His form is impeccable. And it's funny to me because he don't know how to do it wrong.
He doesn't know.
It's hilarious because I'm just like watching him, just like, because in the beginning I'm like almost, I'm almost babysitting him. I'm saying, bring your elbows back, but all the little things to make it. Now I don't have to say nothing.
You just get,
it's like mind blowing to see somebody who doesn't know. He still doesn't know anything about lifting, but he doesn't know how to do it wrong, and it's just really cool to watch him, use perfect form. I get a kick out of it. Maybe other people wouldn't, but it's because I know I taught him that. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And he doesn't even know what to do. Like now he goes to the gym by himself, but in the beginning, he was like, I have no idea what I'm doing. I don't even know what these pieces of equipment does. And now he's in there execute.
Doing the thing. So. Did you see, I sent you a video of, and Rich, I'll send this to you, see if you can pull it up. But it was a video I saw of Michael Hearn talking about how many sets. Did you see that video?
I think you sent it to me. I didn't get to watch it, though.
Dude, I was really, really curious to be like, is what he's saying too much? Because Mike, I think sometimes might forget that, I just sent it to you, buddy. Might forget that he's an anomaly. He's not, you know what I mean? He's not like a normal.
He's one of one, for sure.
Right,
sure.
And so I think a lot of times, like he's got, he puts out a lot of great information. Some of the information, I think, doesn't apply to everybody, right?
Well, he's superhuman.
That's what I'm saying. So, I know in his mind he's saying, like, I'm just trying to teach him what I'm doing. You know what I mean? And like I said, man, I watch his stuff and try to get some pointer, things that I haven't heard before.
Right.
But this thing, this one. Can you turn that up? Listen to. Let's see.
I need to go see his Botox dude.
Oh, Mike's looking. How old is he?
He's my age for sure.
Is he?
Yeah.
All right, now listen to this.
He might be a little older.
How many sets per muscle group per week should I aim for to achieve maximum muscle stimulus?
10 to 12?
10 to 12.
Sets.
10 to 12 sets per muscle group.
Yeah.
If you want to go a little bit more, legs is, I'm saying 10 to 12 for quads, 10 to 12 for hamstrings could be less, like 6. But yeah, 10 to 12. You're going to be fine, kiddo. Even if you're not a kiddo at any age. It's a good range to do. That's working sets, everybody. Working sets.
Does not
All the
include
warm-ups
warm-ups.
do not matter. And I don't care if you're going to like 500 on squat. Everything before that 500 is a warm-up.
Yep.
How many sets per muscle?
Wow.
Like I saw it, I was like,
There you go with the 4 sets of 8 to 12.
right. That's and that, you know, traditionally, exactly. That's the first thing that came to my mind was like traditionally, all you ever heard was 4 sets. Was it like 10 to 12 reps, right?
Well,
And-
yeah, it depends. You know, like I say, you got the hypertrophy guys now. You know, talking about 4 to 8 reps, and
Right.
you know, I believe in all that mechanical tension.
Yeah.
I believe in all that.
Yeah.
But you know, sometimes you gotta, especially you know, like Mike's getting up in age. I'm getting up in age. The reps just work for me.
Yeah.
You know, it's almost like
He's still lifting.
I always say, like, you know, like I got to warm up the Chevy. You know what I'm saying?
Uh-huh.
You know, like this is an old vehicle. I got to turn it on and let it warm up
Yeah.
before I start.
Before you
going
start
fast.
revving it, yeah.
Yeah. And so that's why I do that with everything, because if I don't, then I feel the difference. If I run in the gym and just let me hurry up right quick.
Yeah.
If I don't warm up properly, it just doesn't. The recovery's not the same.
Yeah.
You know, it just doesn't feel the same.
Yeah.
So,
Well, that's the thing, right? I mean, you have, and I think, don't you have to figure out what works best for you?
100%.
I mean,
that's why I tell people
really?
to try everything.
Yeah.
No, you can't poo-poo stuff.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Somebody tell you something, try it. You know, always like they say, you know, I believe you, but I'm gonna go confirm, make
Right.
sure that it is what it is.
See
And
if it
that's what
works.
you always confirm.
Right.
And like I say, everything's not gonna resonate with you. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? There's just certain stuff like that. You know, what we used to do back in the day, like 50 reps on everything with the maximum poundage.
Or if you're with rope,
That's what I'm
like
talking about.
1,000
Well,
reps or
that's what I'm
something?
saying.
Like,
Well, that's what I mean.
Yeah. You
That's
talking about rope?
exactly
Yeah.
what-
You talking about rope?
Well,
Yeah.
you know, I know me and you both had that,
Oh,
that
yeah.
experience. So
Yeah.
that's something that I wouldn't partake in at
Yeah.
this, you know, this phase in my
Yeah.
training in my life. You know what I'm saying? So it just, not that it didn't do something back then, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But it just wouldn't suit me now.
So if you ever decided to compete again, like, how do you think your body would react from taking so much time off?
Well, you know, these last 12 weeks, or a little less than 12 weeks, you know, I just wanted to be consistent again. I didn't have any visions of grandeur or expectations. You know, I wasn't gonna go jack myself. You know what I'm saying? I just
Right.
wanted to see what it felt like to be regimented again. My body responded very well to that. You know, I'm still not lifting crazy heavy weights, but I'm using amazing form for me. You know, I focus on that first, being consistent. So my body is really responding, like on a daily basis almost. You know, like the other day, I went and got some body work, got a massage, and I came home and I was peeled. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't.
You're like, what?
It was kind of crazy. I'm just like, what did she just do to me? And then she called me and was like, how was that? And I'm just like, it was amazing. And
Yeah.
I'm like, wonder did she do something different?
Yeah.
But it's really just I have more muscle on my body than I had even, you know, 3 months ago. And so even though it may have been dormant, but like I say, muscle has memory. You know, like literally, what is this? This is November, end of November?
Yeah, end of November.
Like in early October, my arms was 17. They're almost 20 again. So you know.
And you really you've been taking, yeah.
No, well, I mean, you know, I'm doing my little
Yeah.
TRT, but what I'm
Yeah.
saying is I wasn't training at all before other
Yeah.
than the little circuit, little round robin type workouts. I
pumps.
wasn't like, you know, squeezing it out and, you know, I'm squatting again. I'm doing full bodybuilder workouts again. And like the other day we did shoulders. I did 5 sets of military press with drop sets at the end. And then I did down the racks from 50 all the way to 5 And I even threw in the 17 and a halves and the 12 and a half. So I ended up doing 130 reps in one set. My shoulders was like,
That's when you went down the rack?
yeah.
Yeah.
And so that right, being able to do that again, I never thought I'd be able to, I never thought I'd want to do that again.
Right.
Maybe not say I couldn't do it again. Anytime you want to do something or put your mind to it, but just the drive and the desire to train with that kind of intensity, I'm going to be honest, it kind of left me. But because I was training someone else and because I was pouring into someone else, helping her get ready for her show, I'm like, I'm just going to train with you. And you know what I'm saying? And that actually worked for me. And I knew it was going to take something like that because I don't have the desire to, compete or like, I want to go up there and compete against Samson. I don't have that desire. I just want to be, I want to be as healthy and as fit as possible. I would love to blow people's mind at 60 years old.
That'd be cool.
245, peeled, lean, walking around at 60, 55, 60. I mean,
You talking about motivating?
I'm way past 55 now.
Right.
To be, almost 60 years old and looking like, somebody in there. I'll say 40s because I peaked in my 40s. So looking like I did in my 40s would be great.
Do you know, how many dudes at that age are ridiculous looking in the world? Not many.
They do exist. I saw Tony Pearson the other day.
Yeah.
I don't know what his legs look like, but from waist up, that joker looked really good.
Really good?
I mean, young in the face, he looks really good. Yeah. And I think as you, we go through this when we're young, we take advantage of our youth. And then I think, in my 30s, I guess in my late 30s, early 40s, I became conscious of the other side of 50.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like I see, like, oh, the big 5-0's coming.
Right.
And then, because in your 40s is when things start going sideways, You
start feeling different, looking different. Yeah.
You start seeing the grays and the lack of mobility, just all the things.
You just wake up one day, you're like, what is going on?
Old people pain. But getting back in the gym, being regimented with your nutrition, taking your supplements, having getting blood work, having your hormones balanced, you kind of get a revitalization, and that's kind of what's happening to me. And so, I'm having a blast, and knowing what I know, because you understand, I got all that experience. It's totally different now. Like I know what to avoid.
Yeah.
I know exactly what works. I'm starting after Thanksgiving, of course.
Right.
I'm
really the holidays.
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna do so right after Thanksgiving. I'm going right back to my protein and veggies and healthy fats, and then I'll do that all the way up to Christmas. Then I'll have Christmas dinner, and then I'll get right back on it again. So I expect by January to be, in a single digit body fat or close to it anyway. And I want to be between 240 and 250. And that'll set me up for whatever we try to do for next year.
So realistically, how much time would you want to have to prep for a show?
So the Masters is in August.
Yeah.
So I would start official probably April 1st.
Okay.
Yeah, that's when I would be so in other words, I would take February, March to basically get my mind right, and so by April 1st I could be locked in.
Yeah.
So this right here is kind of like, prepping my mind, deciding whether I'm gonna do it or not. Which now we're talking about it. There's not many obstacles left in the way for me to get past in order for me to say yes, I'm ready to do it.
Yeah, whenever you're ready to make it official, we will. Yeah. Do we know, Rich? Do we know who's actually announced that they're going to compete in that?
There's a list out. I know some of the guys, but some of the guys I don't.
These are the people right here.
Yeah. Oh, Max Charles.
So these are the guys.
Yeah, this is updated.
He the tidy. Oh, okay, so they got men's bodybuilding. 212 are they doing classic?
Yep.
That's classic physique though. Classic bodybuilding.
Oh, that's it, yeah.
No, that's it.
So that's classic, yeah. That's classic.
Shoot. I don't even know none of those guys.
Yeah.
Well, all of y'all better get ready because if I'm doing it, I'm doing the open and the classic.
Hey. There you go. There's not many in the open. How many people were in the open?
That's a lot of people, bro.
Yeah, I mean, but in the open,
Look
look
at
at
my
that.
boy Fred Smalls. Cool. All right.
There's 14 guys.
Cool.
15 if you decide to go ahead and win the show.
Well,
I'm just saying.
like I say, these guys are probably more closer to, they're already committed and everything.
Well, obviously
This
they
was,
announced.
you know,
Yeah.
So most of them have probably already been training hard and all that type of stuff. So
Yeah, but man, I don't know. I've known you long enough that you're just
you already know.
you're a different dude, man.
Once I lock in. And that's really the thing is just, like I said, getting my mind right.
Well, how many of those dudes right there have you competed? Have you competed against any of those dudes ever?
Max Charles, Fred Smalls.
You beat all those guys.
Yeah, Peter Tade, David Henry.
Yeah.
Me and David Henry turned pro together.
Oh, okay. David was
So that's really like, a lot of these guys are Vince Galani. We did the junior nationals together in '93. That's how long I've been knowing him.
Wow.
But most of these guys are. What's probably the oldest person on that list? Do you know Richard?
Hide?
He's probably the oldest. Yeah.
He is oldest.
And he's 10
He's
years.
been around for a
probably
long
10
time.
years younger than me. How old is he then? He's probably 51, 2.
Yeah.
But have you ever been to Tokyo?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah.
You been there, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, bro, I said if you say we're gonna do it, the journey is gonna be ridiculous because we're gonna film the whole
To
thing.
be honest with you, I was going to take the journey regardless because it's almost like you got to do it as far as that goes. In other words, I was going to go through the process just because,
Yeah,
really. I mean,
for you.
You know what I'm saying? Like, but having all of this to go with me. So in other words, just not, when I competed, I ain't saying it was just me, but I'm saying like this is like a team type effort. And so yeah, it's exciting. And like I said, I'm more motivated because it ain't just about me.
No, bro, it's gonna be the whole thing. That's what I'm saying. We would film the entire journey as far as like, your regimen, your training, the travel. And I was telling you, I was like looking yesterday at flights. Obviously we're not flying 14 and a half hours in coach.
Right.
Or even sitting down, really.
Right.
So the only option would be the suites that they have on Delta. So for that flight, it was like over 11 grand per ticket. So with the whole crew, I was like, it just makes more sense to just get a private jet
Might as well.
and do it that way. Everybody's more comfortable, and then it's going to cost the same money.
It's going to be about the same money.
Yeah, it'd be a little bit more, but it'd be worth it.
Yeah.
Because it would be cool. You know what I mean? It'd be cool to. I think it would be good for you too.
I just got a visual of all of us.
Oh,
Yeah, that's what we need to
that's
do.
the whole thing.
That's what
I'm saying. Well, I already called my guy with ExoJets and spoke to him about it. So he put a bunch of shit together for me, and so I was like, all right. I was like, we haven't had an official announcement, but when we do, or if we do, I'll give you a shout. You know what I mean? So
Have they announced the prize money yet?
Yeah.
what's
Cool.
the prize money? I didn't even think about the prize money. Man.
Me neither.
I was so focused in on
Me
you
neither.
just getting in there, man.
Me neither.
What is the prize money? The Arnold doesn't have do they have a Masters?
No.
Arnold?
No.
I bet you he will. Bet you he will after this, Arnold.
You got a lot of. It seems like we got a lot of really young bucks, so like early 20 guys,
And Arnold?
and then a bunch of old dudes, 45 and up,
Yeah.
and then the guys in the middle.
Yeah. Trying to figure
Not
it
too,
out.
it's just not too many of those.
Yeah.
So I mean, like I said, Chris Bumstead is 30 years old. That's
Yeah.
insane.
Is he 30?
Yeah,
He's young. He's got a lot of
bro.
He got a lot of time.
He's like just. I mean,
How the fuck is he 30? He looks
I
like
have
a
no idea.
40-year-old man.
I have no idea how he's 30.
It's the beard, I think. It ages you.
20 grand. Oh wow. Definitely not doing it for the money.
Dude, that won't even cover the food. like,
Not them big old huge bison ribeyes and chuck.
Hell no.
They're like 500 a piece, $450 a piece.
That's kind of disappointing, man.
Yeah. I mean, you never know the sponsor.
Well, I guess
Put up from there.
right. Well, I guess because
I mean, it is a bunch of invalids. I mean, a bunch of geriatrics up there doing it.
Everybody rolls up there in wheelchairs, gets
Like,
out of
what the hell
the
y'all want?
walkers and shit.
You win $20,000 in a Medicaid card and some butterscotch with no wrapper on
Doctor's visits for a year.
it. Free bingo.
So
The AARP sponsored by AARP.
how much are tickets? How much are tickets to this thing?
Last year, it's not up yet.
What was it last year? Did I have it on? I'm just curious. Like,
I heard they didn't really make money in Romania.
but it's Romania. I think Tokyo will do good though,
Yeah.
because they love that shit there.
Yeah.
You know, they're all into anime and all that.
Yeah.
They love.
They should have done it in Dubai.
I fought.
The prize money would have been ridiculous.
Oh, bro, dude, I fought in Japan, and first of all, the most polite crowd you ever like. I could completely hear my coaches.
Oh, wow.
Completely, because there was no sound. It's not like here when you go to like a UFC,
Yeah.
the crowd's crazy, drinking beer and shit like that. Yep. None of that.
I was just waiting.
They're so
patiently.
polite. They would clap. I was like, this is kind of weird. It's like I'm fighting in like you know what I mean? Like it's weird. But they love. So funny thing is, like when we were signing the contract, the guy kept on saying we don't test. Like we don't test for anything. We don't test for anything. I'm like, all right.
All right.
He was like, but we don't. I just want to let you know. We don't. I'm like, I get it.
Yeah.
Everybody's sauced. I get it. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
All
thank
right.
you. Because what they want, because, I mean, you remember Bob Sapp?
Yeah.
You think that boy was natural in fighting in Pride?
No.
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 He was like 6'8", like 400 pounds with abs. Like,
Right. Yeah.
and he doesn't bodybuild, you know what I mean? Like, he was,
He's like the green 5 mile instead of the green mile.
yeah, exactly,
The-
right? He's like that. But, you know, and the funny thing about that is, too, Pride was like the big organization over there. But in their, and I saw the contract. In the contract, in bold capital letters, it says, we do not test for steroids. And then it makes sense. If you go back and look at the dudes, the way they look, like the way Vanderlei Silva looked, you know what I mean? And when he came over to fight in the UFC,
Right.
he looked a different person.
Yeah.
He didn't look the same.
Yeah.
And
You left something.
yeah, I'm like, you look the same, but you don't, man.
Right.
And the aggression he had, and it wasn't the same.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because obviously, you know, and it's like, okay, it's not a secret, but they don't care over there because they're into like this anime and all that. So they want you to look like an action figure.
Well, I just think in extreme sports, extreme anything, you know, the rules should be minimal because you want it to be extreme.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know. I always look at like NASCAR or Formula One.
Yeah.
You know, the progression of the engines, the tires, and all that type of stuff. We should be, you know, there should be some kind of correlation between the two where, you know, as new technologies come out, you know, especially older athletes being able to perform because now you have the experience and the wisdom, but usually your body breaks down and you have to retire. So imagine being able to continue performing at a high level. That's just my opinion.
Yeah. No, I mean, it's true.
You know, they always say it's cheating or whatever. I mean, if it's either all or nothing, in other words, if it's free for all,
Yeah.
and then or nothing, then it's not cheating.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well, that's what so that's how I feel, right? I'm like, look, just let everybody do it.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
Because
so
then
everybody
it's-
don't do it because you know in the tested natural, you got people who know how to beat the test.
Right.
So in other words, no, there's a category for you guys who want to do stuff. It's over here.
Yeah.
There's basically no limits. It's
called Japan.
You
Go over
can't
there.
You can't shoot each other. Stab each other.
right.
But I'm saying like
You can do everything else.
whatever you can do with your own
Right.
physical power.
Right.
Then so be it.
The funny thing is, in Japan, they didn't allow elbows, but they allowed head stomps.
Yeah. See, I mean,
How the fuck does that make sense, man?
First and
That's way
foremost.
worse.
Like I said, I almost when I see a fighter, especially a really good one, I'm just like, man, I admire you because your professionalism, you know.
To not just walk around and
know what
fuck
I'm
people
saying?
up, yeah.
But I'm
it's
just
so
saying
easy
though,
to,
how
man.
man, that's so crazy.
And so, yeah.
when I watch these, and I'm usually just watch the highlights. I'm not a fight guy. I don't watch the whole fight. Usually see the highlights when, where the dude, like I watched one the other day, this dude was talking crap, doing the weigh-in, doing the press conference, all that type of stuff. And they got in the ring, and homeboy was like, blah, blah, blah. And homeboy spun around, right? He spun around, and dude, like, was ready for that. But he kept spinning. He didn't just spin around once.
He did
twice.
Oh, he didn't see that coming.
Second one,
yeah, it's nasty.
It was so ridiculous. I was like, oh, you wasn't ready for you was the 360, but you wasn't ready for the 720.
No, the 720 got you.
Oh my goodness, dude, it was so ridiculous.
This past weekend, there was they fought in China, and this girl head kicked this other girl into like the next year. It was fucking crazy. And Rich, can you see if you can pull that up?
But man, I just that just never ceases to amaze me.
Yeah, it was UFC.
How they
UFC China.
So you hit somebody, right, and they fall like a tree.
Oh yeah.
But then they still dive.
They
on
dive on top. But let me tell you what that is though. That's just instinct.
Yeah.
That's why there's a referee there. Yeah. Because the referee has to shut you off.
Right.
Like hit that button and it's over.
Oh, okay.
Because when you're fighting, you don't know if that guy's really out. You landed something clean unless it's so clean that it's just you just know. And I've had
the ones where they just and then they just fall like a tree.
Check this out right here. So this is from this past weekend. And she's an up and coming. Look at this. Watch this. Look at that. She's out. See how she's stiff.
Like literally unconscious.
Stiff. Look.
She's snoring.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So it's really crazy.
Wow.
And when they show the slow motion, and it's shin to the dome. Look at this. It's like a baseball bat. Boom. Look at that. That's it. Good night. See, but she jumped on her because that's her instinct is to keep going. So,
man.
Look at that. That's crazy. See how stiff she is right away? Look at her feet.
Wow.
For whatever reason, your fucking toes do like this when that button hits.
Whew. That's similar to
Remember the guy I told you about? I could still hear his girl screaming. Remember?
Oh, yeah,
That's what I did to him. I hit him with it was straight, and I knew he was out. I never followed up because I knew he was out.
Right.
He was out when I landed it. So,
right, that's what I'm saying.
And then the worst thing is, when he fell, he also hit the back of his head on the canvas. So it's like getting hit twice.
Wow.
You know what I mean? Because think about your dead weight and you fall, and your head bounces off. I thought he was dead, man. Whew. That girl got taken out on a stretcher. She was still out. They just, they took her straight to the hospital.
That hit her. Her whole foot wrapped around her head, bro.
Dude, that's like getting hit with a baseball
in the
bat.
Side of the neck and in the back of the head at the same time.
Yeah. I'm not laughing because I'm just saying.
Wait, from the front.
Right. But that's what I'm saying. But when you get hit like that, that's a fucking baseball bat to your head.
Yeah.
That's because it's your shin bone, It's like one of the strongest bones you have.
Wow. Crazy.
But you see, like that, and
I'll stick to the non-contact.
You're like, I will bodybuild.
Did you know about her story, though?
What?
That she's a doctor?
The little one?
Yeah.
No shit.
The one that knocked out her?
The one that knocked her out.
She's a doctor. And her parents don't know she fights. Yeah, I did hear about that. So the girl's parents have no idea she fights. She's in the fucking UFC. She's a doctor, but she's in the fucking UFC, which is the biggest organization in MMA. And she does that on her debut in the on a UFC fight night card.
Was that her first one?
Right. So they had this thing where they had Road to the UFC, where they have it's a contender series of So that was the last two contenders from that show. So they fought to see who gets the contract. And she fucking exclamation point, boom. You know what I mean? Wow. But the funny thing is, her parents have no idea she does that, and she fucking does that to people.
Wow.
Crazy.
They gonna find out now.
Bro.
Kind of like when my mom found out that I was a stripper.
Oh, yeah. Dude, how did your mom find out? I'll tell you how mine did.
So one day, oh my God, one day my mom called me. She was like, hello, may I speak to Diamond? And I was like, what? I was like, what? Why are you calling me Diamond? She said, I was in church yesterday.
Oh, Lord.
We go to church on Saturday.
Yeah.
So I performed on Friday night. And then the next day, the girls went to church.
And they told
they was in church talking amongst each other. And my mom overheard them. So then she walked over to him and asked him, what y'all talking about? Who y'all talking about?
Yeah.
And they was giggling because they was like,
Hey, your son.
Your son. And they was like, what are you talking about? His name is Diamond, and he da 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 da.
Oh my God.
Man, so I literally retired after that phone call. Literally.
Like, there's no
I was
Diamond.
just like, oh, heck no.
I know, it gets weird.
She was like, man, I speak to Diamond. I was just like, oh.
Mine was worse, I think. Mine wasn't at church or anything like that.
At least she wasn't out there with the dollars.
No, it wasn't that bad. It wasn't that bad. But so I was visiting. Because I was living in Vegas, right? And I came back to visit my parents, and I had a couple shows booked out here. Mm-hmm. And I was like, all right, I got to bring my costumes, right? So I brought my costume. Nobody was home at my parents' house, so I was washing my shit. Okay, I went and sat on the couch, fell asleep. My mom, just being a mom, she went to get my shit and put it into the dryer. She's got my fucking
thong,
my fucking costume. Like, it's a costume, It's like a cape and shit. She's like,
boy.
And she didn't say nothing. So she puts it in the dryer. And I wake up and I'm like, oh, I gotta get that in the dryer. So I go there and it's in the dryer. I'm like,
oh, hell no, you just ruined it.
I'm like, this is gonna be. I was like, I hope it's my sister, because that one, that'll be okay. I was like, if it's my mom or my dad might be worse. My dad be like, what the fuck? Really?
But so you're not worried about the dryer messing it up though? Then you have like glitter.
Right. Glitter and shit.
Shit, we used to have fringes on
Yeah, we had fringes. I had fringes on my shit.
All kind of crazy
stuff. Yeah.
That's hilarious.
Dude, yeah. So that's how she found out. She was like, oh, I was like, and it wasn't like it was October for me to be like, oh, it's a Halloween costume. It was like in the summertime,
Wow.
That's how she found out. She was like, okay. I was like, no, it's just for fun. It's just for, just. That's
hilarious.
She was like, okay, I don't need to know anymore.
That's
Thank
hilarious.
You. I was like, thank you.
Man.
I'm going to go.
That would have.
That's how she found out. I was like, oh, no. And then later on, my uncle was a pastor. He started the first Christian church here in Atlanta. Then later on, I heard, this was like years after I stopped. They were like, oh, we knew. We came to the show. We knew. I was like, what?
It's one thing if your parents go to church, right? But if your dad's the preacher,
that's
and
way.
Your mom's the teacher, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, and I wasn't even going at the time. It was pretty wild. So yeah, that was a little uncomfortable.
It's kind of.
I'm grown. I left the house, but it's still your mom.
But
you know what I'm saying?
but it's the funny thing is deep down your parents are gonna be like, it is what it is. Your dad might be like, if I look like fucking like that at that age, I might fucking do that shit.
Well, it was funny because it wasn't just that I was, a stripper like alone by myself.
Right.
I'm leading like the whole.
You're
group.
like it's a group.
I'm like
it's a show.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like I'm like the one out front the most.
That's what I told my mom. I said, Mom, it's a show. It's like costumes and shit. She's like, I know what kind of show that is.
Right.
I was like, no, it's it's good. It's fine. It's good. It's like what do you can't really say nothing. You know what I mean? I'm like, I just hope she never sees it. I just could you imagine you're performing it and all of a sudden you look up and your mom's sitting right there?
I just had that thought, Matt. Because we were pretty popular and the crowd used to be thick.
Oh yeah.
So I can only imagine coming out, doing my little
and your
thing, and then I'm, getting close, and then it's my mom's. That would just completely.
You gotta go. You gotta go after that.
That would not be good.
Retirement.
That would not
right
be
there.
At all.
No.
So, God rest her soul.
The good old days. Yeah, Mom. Love you. Love you. She's up there right now laughing.
The bodybuilding was a stretch as well because.
Well, it's very close.
They would see me at Thanksgiving. Or whenever 4th of July, stuff like that. And, I'm fully dressed, fully clothed, probably not even prepped during that time. Thanksgiving show's over. And in July, summertime is the preps just start.
Right.
So one Arnold Classic, I really, really, really got stupid lean, like Skeletor shredded. I'm talking about my face was caved in.
Oh, shit.
And so I got a knock on my door like 6:30 in the morning. And it's my parents. I open up the door and she sees me. I think I got on just some
Like shorts or something?
shorts.
Yeah.
And I open up the door, and she sees me, and immediately burst into tears.
Oh, no.
Like, she was like, oh, my God. She's like, no, baby, that's too much. She started feeling my face. I mean, I was caved in.
Wow.
And she was like, baby, I'm scared. That's too much, blah, blah, blah. And just so happened, that week I had just went and got all my testing done, all my blood work, all my everything.
Right.
So I had to pull out
Show it to her.
and show her. I said, Mom, I'm healthy. Look.
Yeah.
And, you know, she's like wiping her tears.
It's the visual, though.
I know. And she's looking. She was like, oh. I was like, see, Mama, everything's good.
Yeah.
She was like, but why?
How do you look like that?
How did you do that?
Yeah, right.
I was like, you know, it is what it is. But that was her first time ever seeing me as a pro.
Like that.
I don't even think she saw me as an amateur compete. So that was her first time seeing me, you know, all dieted down.
Did you see you perform on stage?
That
was
that
it?
one and only show. She
Okay.
saw me. And,
What show was that?
That was the Arnold Classic.
Can we pull that up?
The 09 Arnold Classic. So that year that I did that Michael Jackson routine.
Oh, yeah.
I was peeled. And so by the night show, I had filled out. But that morning when I first woke up, I was like 261. That night, I was like 278.
Wow.
I mean, people don't believe me, but my weight used to swing, you know,
10 pounds?
8 to 15 pounds from when I got out of bed to when I went to bed under those circumstances. Because all I did was eat all day.
Oh, okay. That makes sense.
I literally wake up in the morning. I woke up that morning, saw her, drove, got a colonic, and started eating.
Yeah.
So by the time I got to the finals that night,
There you are right
I'm
there,
all
bro.
filled out.
Yeah. Looking full as hell.
Yeah. That looks way better than the doggone DVD, don't it? We actually bought the DVD, and
the
it's
TV,
nowhere near.
Damn, dude. Look at your fucking glutes.
I nailed it that show.
Did they put you out in the first call on this one?
Yeah, I got fourth, but
Okay. Who got first?
Kai.
Kai got first. Who got the other?
I think it was Victor got second, Branch got third.
Who did your shorts? Who do you got?
Mary Christine, she does
She does
did
all that?
my stuff. Matter of fact, I'm gonna need you again, Mary. So she's supposed to retire, but I think she'll probably make
Come out
something
of
for me.
retirement if you do?
Hopefully, she ain't throwing her sewing machine away,
We'll buy her a new one.
right? But yeah, I can't wear nothing but other than what she makes.
Yeah.
I mean, because she literally makes them just for me.
Yeah. She knows the size and everything. Yeah. I have so for my costumes, this is a lady here. She's an older black woman, and she's amazing. We call her Miss B. And she's like,
You gotta
no.
wait till you get to the belly roll before you cut it off, though.
Yeah,
Well,
the belly.
that's the booty roll.
Yeah, that's the booty roll. Yeah, you were known
But you
for
see
that.
how I filled out.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, if you had saw me that, if you go to the prejudging, I'm just too drawn.
Yeah, I was gonna say your face was okay right there.
Yeah. Like I said, I was. That's how I was supposed to look.
What was your weight right there?
I want to say that was like 76, maybe 77.
Dude, your legs look retarded. There it is. There it is. Boom.
Yeah.
Hey, all right.
But so I probably, 250 is what I expect.
You were 250 right there?
No, I'm expecting 250. I won't go back up to.
Oh, okay. To get to 250 for a competition?
I'd be competing around 250.
Yeah, that makes sense. That's a good size. You know?
And so I think the cutoff for classic is like 252.
Okay.
So if I make the weight on classic at 252, then I can fill out to 260 by the time they get to the open.
To the open?
Yeah.
I mean, if you're going to do it, you might as well do it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Oh, if I'm.
What if you just did all of them? How many categories we got?
Well, it's just
212?
classic and open. I couldn't qualify for nothing else. But what I'm saying is, I'm bringing a classic physique. It's just going to be right at the edge of whatever they allow for the weight. And if they don't allow the weight, then I'll be able to do both. Yeah. We'll see what happens. Just like, kind of like what Chris just did.
Yeah, exactly. That'd be cool, man. That'd be really cool.
60. Vince is 61. Oh, my God.
Damn.
Okay.
He is 51.
Cool. Peter Tade, 73.
How are these guys looking right now? Is there any pictures of them? He didn't live the lifestyle,
I
though.
just saw David Henry just competed, didn't he?
Did he?
Didn't David just compete not too long ago? Yeah, they all gonna bring it. I mean, these guys haven't stopped bodybuilding.
I was going to say,
Yeah.
these guys, I mean, I don't think they've ever stopped.
Yeah.
That's just life for them, you know? It's crazy.
I'm working with some brand new, not brand new, but fresh receptors.
Yeah. I think the time off is going to help you a lot, man.
Oh, it already has. That's what I'm saying. Like I'm basically just barely touching the weights. I mean, the 20-pound dumbbells is my friend right now.
Yeah.
So
That's pretty cool. How tall is David? Like
David
five?
Henry's like 5'4".
5'4"? Wow.
Yeah, he was in my class at the 2001 Nationals.
This is...
Yeah, that's just recent. Look at him. Looks ridiculous.
Oh, yeah,
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah, he definitely has not stopped bodybuilding. So it will be very interesting.
Yeah, it looks good. Dude, that'd be fun. The whole thing will be fun to do. And, we'll have a booth there, too, because, we have a whole nother thing we're doing with all of this, with our supplements coming out,
Yeah, everything.
It's gonna be fun, and then people can come and see you and take the picture like old
like I
days.
say, it's something to give me a little bit of motivation and drive. I think it's a good cause, and it'd be fun.
That'd be cool, man.
Yeah.
So you were telling me you're starting to do some trading.
Oh yeah. So I'm starting to look 5, 10, 15 years down the road. Well, coming up, I really didn't, and
Don't you hate yourself for that shit? Because
Yeah, I
I'm
know.
like, we had
Exactly.
so many chances, you know what I mean?
And so the other day I was at my friend's house and he was telling me, because I hadn't seen him in a while, he adjusts me. So he's a chiropractor. He adjusts, like most chiropractors, they do your neck and your spine and maybe your hips or whatever. He literally does everything, all the appendages,
Really?
everything.
Okay.
And so I hadn't had that in a while, so I went over there and got it. Something was going on with my back and my knees. So anyway, he got me straight. And then I'm like, "What you been up to?" And he's like, "I'm trading now." And he was just showing me, they got the indicators and all that type of stuff. And he was like, "They're doing really, really well." And so I was like, "Can you teach me how?" And he's like, "Yeah." So I just need to learn. I said, "Teach me the basics." He taught me the basics, and now I'm just paper money trading right now. And then once I get it down, then I'll start doing real trading.
doing
But I'm
action.
just in the beginning process. I'm very interested. I got a bunch of tools, so it's not. I almost feel like I'm cheating, or it's like me training someone that's never lifted before. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
I've never traded before.
Right.
So I got somebody who's, I won't call him an expert, but to me he's an expert, and so he's teaching me the right way to do stuff, how to not be greedy, how to set your parameters, get in and get out, where
Right.
most people.
Stay greedy.
What they call it, revenge trading. You just stay in too long. He's like, no, I want to teach you how to do 1 minute, 3 minute, 5 minutes. Anything longer than that, you're risking too much.
Yeah.
And he was like, we only need X amount of ticks per day. And he said, once you get your ticks, close the computer and go live your life. I'm just like,
Let it go.
That's what I'm talking about. So I'm excited to really learn like that.
That's cool.
And
That's good for your brain, too.
yeah.
You know what I mean? Have something to think about.
Yeah, well, I figured no matter where I go, no matter what country I'm in, as long as I got my laptop, or even my phone, once you get good enough, you can do it on your phone. I'll be able to make money. You know what I mean? So whether you can move around or whatever, you have an opportunity to be able to make money. That's a skill set that I find extremely valuable.
Yeah, yeah.
Especially
And
the older I get.
I was thinking about something yesterday. I was like, people always talk about how it's like the pursuit of happiness. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's not it's the journey, not the
Yep.
destiny. Well, no, what does it say? It's the destination of the journey or something.
It's a journey, not the destination.
right. Okay.
So I forgot the guy's name, but he wrote a book about happiness, right? And most people think, go to school, get a good job, marry the right person, get a nice house and car, make a bunch of money, retire. That's happiness. Well, he did a study and it's like, really, happiness comes from within. So if you choose to be happy, all the things will come, right? And so when I first heard that, I'm like, that's, right? But I tried it.
Right.
And I even spoke it out loud. I was like, you know what? I'm not going to allow my circumstances to control whether or not I'm happy or not. So I choose happiness today. And no matter what happens, I'm going to remain happy, right? A couple of days later, my whole world flipped. Like literally started attracting, money and favor and all kinds of stuff into my life. And it literally really worked. So ever since then, no matter all the stuff I just said earlier that I was going through, I was able to remain happy.
Yeah.
Even though I was dealing with a bunch of life-changing and life-threatening
hard
things,
right.
I was able to stay rooted and the faith that I put in God, and that's biblical. You know what I'm saying? And I stuck to the principles, and it actually worked.
Yeah, for me, it's never been about like the pursuit of happiness. Like,
Right.
I've never pursued it to be happy.
Yeah.
And I think that statement is partially true, but I think really, going through that journey, what you come out on the other side as is really what the wealth is.
Yeah.
Right? So I think it's the happiness of the pursuit.
Yeah. So taking your tests and turn them into testimonies, that's where it's at. We all go through things. We all have ups and downs, good and bad. And when you're going through stuff, a lot of people say, "Why is this happening to me?"
Right.
But it's really actually happening.
Or they went
for
best
you.
when they ask God, why would you do this to
It's
me?
happening for you. It's put in your life to teach you something. So you're either going to get a blessing or a lesson. And so I learned now and said I don't take L's anymore. So either I win or I get a lesson.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. I mean, that's true, but I think now this new generation, they try to avoid anything that's like difficult or hard or I'm like, dude, you need scars.
Stuff that's gonna make you sweat or
You need scars, man.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? How many, I saw this really interesting study where you probably find this, Rich, somewhere. There was a study they did on women and what they thought about men with scars.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And by a lot, women chose the guys with the scars. Because even visually, they can tell that guy went through some shit.
Right.
And, if the guy's not overweight, he's still in shape, he's still taking care of himself, they go, oh, that's a motherfucker I want on my team.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Wow.
Look right there.
They do like scars. How you do that, baby?
Yeah. That's right. What's that from? It's a
Tell
knife
me the
fight.
story.
I got attacked by a sword. And I won. It was a very interesting study, though. They did this whole thing, and and it was just based on visual. So they didn't even talk to the people.
Oh, wow.
They showed them a picture. They said, "Look, here's a good-looking dude in a suit, whatever, and here's a dude with some scars. Who would you pick? As like a partner, as like a life partner."
Wow.
Yeah, because they know if it came down to fighting, this motherfucker wouldn't know what to do. He's probably gonna hide behind the girl.
Texting somebody.
Right.
Send help.
Yeah. 911. Right? But this guy with the scars, he's done it so many times, he knows instantly what to do to protect you.
Right.
You know what I mean? So that genetic thing that women have,
Right.
that they want somebody who to protect them and all that, boom, kicks in, even visually.
I mean, we're wired the way we wired. You can't really go against it. And I know all these people who are struggling with who they really are.
Yeah.
But to be honest with you, there's nothing you can do about with the way you're wired.
No. But men need those scars, man. Yeah. I mean, some women need the scars too, you know what I mean? And some women have scars and shit
So
like that.
speaking of women's scars, so the tiger stripes.
Yeah.
Is that a turn off to you?
It's not a turn off.
Right.
No.
I actually, you know what I'm saying?
Definitely
like
not.
it never bothered me.
No.
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 My mom, she had like stretch marks on her stomach.
Yeah.
And I remember being a little kid, seeing it, And then as I got older, and I realized that, I did that. You know what I'm saying?
That's me.
Like I'm just like, wow. And
Yeah.
I'm like, that that affected her or changed her life.
Oh yeah.
And when you look at the world today and how easily women destroy their baby or whatever.
Oh, yeah.
And again, that's just your choice. But
Yeah.
I'm saying like that could have been me.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? She's 15 years old and dealing with pregnancy out of wedlock to somebody that she's not even in a relationship with.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Especially
And,
back then.
and that's what I'm saying.
So it's
Back
even
then,
worse.
So I feel like I'm meant to be here because of all those things.
Yeah.
And then I find out that, I have the rarest blood. I'm AB negative. And, a lot of people don't think about all this. I do.
Yeah.
I thought about all that stuff. I'm just like, God really has a purpose for me.
Yeah. 100%.
You know what I'm saying? Not that he has a purpose for everyone, but I'm saying like I recognized it for myself. And I'm like, I'm meant to be here.
Mm-hmm.
Like I can't like waste this opportunity. I got to get out there and do something and make something of myself.
100%.
And then when you look at all the other outside elements, like I'm not even into numerology, but I've checked it out. And my numbers basically say that I'm meant to be like a doctor or / teacher.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's exactly what I
Both.
started.
You're
That's-
both.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
Unofficially,
that is exactly what moves me. That's
Yeah.
kind of me living in my purpose.
Yeah. Well, your mom was a strong woman, though.
Oh.
Because she would have to be. You know what I mean?
She had all of us by 21 years old.
Yeah. And the funny thing is, you can't have great character if you have an easy life.
No.
You know what I mean? And your mom was a
Yeah.
great character.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know,
Yeah,
like it was.
Wow.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. She, again, she had all of us by 21 years old.
Yeah.
I watched how she was the real matriarch of the situation.
family, yeah.
And because I know when she passed, it was really rough on our whole family. We kind of like when instead of us coming together like I thought we
Yeah,
would.
yeah.
And we kind of went apart. I mean, we come back together now, but I'm just saying, like I never thought
That's odd. Yeah.
I just never thought that there would ever be any kind of rift between, and not that it was it didn't really exist.
Right.
I think it was just our way of grieving. We all kind of just wanted to go to our
Like let me
neutral corners,
figure out what this is.
and grieve, and so it's really really a struggle.
You know what's so crazy is because I might have talked to mom like a few times on the phone when I was talking to you and you were there.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? But I never got to.
Right.
So the first time I met her was when I went there when she was there for the visitation. That was the first time I met your mom.
Oh wow. Yeah, in person. Yeah,
In person.
Yeah.
Right, in person.
Yeah.
And I remember, and I was going there because I was going to meet you guys there.
Right.
And then you had something with that, and you guys were running late. And so I ended up going there by myself. And I spent like 30 minutes with her, you know what I mean? And just talking to her and stuff like that. And I remember like feeling like this ease, this like, I don't know.
She went through a lot, bro. And I felt the same way. So one thing I will say, she, like a lot of time when people pass and they don't look nothing like themselves laying there.
Yeah.
She did. She looked
like mom.
I mean,
Yeah.
it was God just preserved her and like all the stuff that she went through from a child to,
Yeah.
I didn't even know a lot of that stuff till I saw like her students, get up and say how she affected their life
Right,
and all that. And I'm
right.
just like, wow, I just thought that was just mama.
Yeah.
And I didn't realize how she had that effect
Impact.
on multitudes of people. Because these are her students who was, in the 3rd, 4th, 5th grade who was grown now.
Right.
Coming back saying
Gotcha.
that. So it's just really cool.
Well, that's what I'm saying. You can't have great character if you have an easy life. You can't. That's not how it works.
No.
You show me a person who's born into money, right? They usually have problems, right?
Yeah.
Those kids have depression and all this, but they have everything
Right.
that you can buy,
Right.
right? But they don't have the things that will build you.
That free stuff.
No.
The things that come for free that
Right.
you have to, it comes for free, but you earn it.
And they're sheltered,
Yeah. It doesn't cost
They got
money,
a
right?
bubble of safety around them. They don't have to worry about bills, right? So when you get to that age where you're like, oh shit, my car payment's on me.
Yeah. Well,
like-
I'm we jumping a little bit. So when I was watching a lot of people lose their minds, you know.
Oh, for the Trump one? Oh, yeah.
And I'm just like, y'all ain't paying no bills. Y'all not paying it.
No.
You don't have no bills and
No,
responsibility.
man. They're getting
you
free.
crying
Hey,
about,
pull up that video of the compilation. It's a compilation of people like literally losing their mind in their car. And like beating their car up and shit just because he won. I'm like, no. Yeah. No, this one girl said why she was yelling at God and said, why would you do this to me? Like, bitch, like God does not doing it to you.
Kill my baby.
Yeah. Right? It's like, what the fuck?
Like, yeah.
It was like,
Wow.
it was the, and you know, the funny thing is when Biden won, when Obama won, I don't remember videos like that. I could be wrong. Did you ever see a video like that?
Oh, no, I didn't. No.
I mean, legit, I didn't see any video like that.
I mean, we heard videos of Trump saying they stole it.
Well, yeah,
Like regular
but I'm
people
talking about like
Nah,
this.
I know. None of us was.
No,
Yeah, she's.
I mean, I was because the numbers didn't add up.
Yeah.
Look at this. She is so angry. Oh yeah, you've been warned.
I'm sorry. No. Look at this. Somebody come look at this. Look at this. Somebody come and look at this.
Jesus.
Do you really hate me that much?
Wow. Like, she ain't gonna never live that down.
Bro.
Her friends gotta just be.
Bro,
That's crazy, bro.
go ahead and yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Like stuff like that. I don't remember anything like that when Trump lost the last time. You know, or when Obama won. You know what I mean? I was like, okay, cool. You know what I mean? The numbers didn't add up, right? But you know, whatever. I mean, it's just not like.
Just going about your day.
I mean, like it is what it is, man. It's God didn't do it to you.
Well, again, I always wonder what's their real perspective. Where did you get that from?
Right.
What's happened in your life, or in your experience to make you feel that extreme about the situation?
Well, the craziest part to me is that, okay, like we have open minds, right? So if somebody's like a Kamala Harris, you know, what do you call him? Kamala Harris, advocate. I can't remember the word I was going to use, but you know, somebody who likes her. Okay, cool. You like her to be running our country based on what?
I still want to meet someone who actually liked her, because really everybody I've met on the other side just didn't like Trump. They didn't.
Yeah.
If it could have been somebody else besides her, and they would have still been over there. You know what I'm saying?
Well, she had supporters like all the people.
No,
she,
I'm not.
no, I'm talking about all the people she paid, like Oprah,
what I'm saying
Beyonce,
like you were saying,
Eminem.
I want her because of this, and this. I have yet to meet that person. Every time it's like TDS, anybody but Trump. You know, that's
He's a
all
felon.
That's all I've ever seen. Yeah,
He's this. Like, okay, why do you support Kamala? Because Trump is this.
Yeah.
Because Trump is that. Because Trump. I'm like, okay, I get that, but why do you want her?
Yeah.
Why do you think she's the one?
I got nothing.
You know, and I've said this before because, you know, now Tulsi Gabbard is on Trump's administration. But if Democrats would have picked her to run against them, she probably would have won. Because Tulsi, unlike all these other people, served in the military. She was governor of Hawaii. She's like she's like how Trump loves this country is how she loves this country. And she said something really cool the other day. She said, you know, they asked her, okay, what would you do if you had a disagreement with something Trump wanted to do? Okay, how would you handle that? You know, because he's an alpha guy, and you know you're an alpha woman. So what would you know? She said, look, what I admire about him is that he loves this country. So you gotta, she's like, this guy's got like 70 convictions as a felony, right? They're draining his money out of his accounts right now, only because he wants to run for president. All that shit happened because before they didn't give a shit. Right. It's not like he started doing that 8 years ago. He's been doing that his whole life, right? Yep. And she's like, for somebody to step in and go through all of that shit just to become president to be able to help this country, that's what I need to see. She's like, that's what I support. And she's like, that's how I see it. I want to serve this country. So me working with him it's not going to be an issue. You know, if we have a disagreement or whatever, it's not going to be an issue because we're going to figure it out.
Right.
You know what I mean? So it was like the best way to answer a question that they were trying to set up to, like, you know, you're a woman, he's a guy, and, you know, he's a misogynist and all that shit that they keep saying about him. Mm-hmm. You know, and I'm like, and that's what they were trying to do. And she quickly, she was like, look, it has nothing to do about that. You know, we're on the same team. We want the same outcome. Like, that's what we're going for here. So for Kamala Harris to get all of a sudden the nominee to run for president was because they couldn't control Tulsi Gabbard.
Okay.
They couldn't.
That's why they didn't even give anybody else a shot?
No.
Period?
No, but well, especially Tulsi. Like, they could have probably tried to find somebody else, but it wasn't anybody with a name.
Right.
Right? So who's the only other option at that time is Harris, because she's been in the White House for 4 years. Right. So she was the only one that people would know who the fuck she is. So they threw her in, right? And they were like, all right, we'll just use our influences. We'll use Oprah, Beyonce, you know, so on and so on.
And ain't seen none of them in
They all did.
at least this whole
They all
last
did.
4 years.
They all did. Dude, did you see? There's a video of Jay-Z. They're at a basketball game, and he was trying to shake Denzel Washington's hand, and Denzel pushed him away.
Whoa.
Yeah. See if you can find that.
Whoa.
Yeah, I just saw this the other day because, you know, of all the shady shit, you know, and not only the Trump shit, but also the Diddy shit. So Denzel was like, "Get the fuck away from me."
I left at 11:45.
Yeah, like legit. Like, look at this shit. Like, it's I saw this the other day. I was like, oh, because Denzel's usually, like, you know, real political with that whole thing, and, you know, he stays out of all that bullshit.
That's wild.
Yeah, I know. I was like, oh, see, look, he's trying to look. See, he's ignoring him. Look at that. See, he's pushing his arms away. Yeah, look, he's like, get the fuck off me, man.
Is he?
Look, see, look.
What the hell?
Yeah. Yeah, buddy. How you feel? Look, he's like, get the fuck. Look, he's like,
still ain't shook his hand.
He's like, get the fuck off of me.
Now he's saying something to him.
Yeah, he's saying, get the fuck off me. He's like, I had nothing to say to you. Yeah.
Wow.
But because, you know, I mean, Denzel's not in the negative light. I mean, he actually has a good family life and good shit.
Right.
You know, he's one of the best actors ever.
I've been following Denzel since Glory.
Oh, yeah.
Right, 'cause I was supposed to be in that movie.
No shit.
Right, so I lived in Savannah. I actually got hired as an extra.
Nice.
So you go show up, right, and they tell you what you got to do.
Yeah.
Right, so you're filming for 12 hours.
Yeah.
In the swamps.
Yeah.
In Savannah.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know if you've ever been down there.
I've been down there. I know what you're
So
talking
all
about.
them doggone sand fleas and all that, and then I forgot what the pay was.
Like $70 a day.
It was
That's
like
you. That was.
It was like $12 an hour. or
Yeah,
something
it's like
that.
it's the extra work is
I was like,
retarded.
I was like, nah, I ain't gonna be able to do. I ain't gonna be able to do.
I mean,
that.
that's how much it was. Extra work. They're like, you know, my agent wouldn't even call me for extra work anymore. It would have to be a principal extra, right? Like a featured extra.
Yeah.
It would have to be a featured extra. Otherwise, I'm not. Because at least a featured extra gets money,
Right.
Even if you don't have lines or whatever. I did a Martini and Rossi commercial at the Georgian Terrace Hotel here, and Martini and Rossi pays George Clooney to be like their face, right? So the owners of Martini and Rossi were here. George Clooney was here. It was a 3-day shoot. George Clooney shot for 1 day and got $1 million.
Wow.
So I was a featured extra in that. So I'm just hanging out with him at the bar, you know? And he literally had one line. He had one line, man. It said Magnifico. That's it. The rest of it was like snippets of different things.
Right.
And I got paid $3,000.
Oh, cool.
Just to stand. But the funny thing is, like, so he was there 1 day. Very cool dude, by the way. He was there 1 day. We shot that scene at the bar and everything. He shot the rest of the scenes for them to edit into the thing. The other 2 days, my buddy Robert was his stand-in. He was his double.
all the scenes.
So
where
I
it's
did
not
all
his
the
face.
other scenes. Yeah, I did, so it's all like far away
Yeah.
scenes, but he had like a little fake mustache on.
Yeah.
And so the other 2 days I shot with him, and he was like, yeah, I was like, yeah, this, you know what I mean?
That's how we do it.
Yeah, you know
It's
what I mean?
all editing.
Yeah, it's all editing. So I was like, okay, all right. So, but that was like the only time I did that. And like when I was first starting out, luckily I kind of bypassed all that because of all the connections I made through the modeling stuff. You know what I mean? So I didn't really do any extra work. But I remember I had a friend of mine, he called me up. He's like, hey man, I want to do some extra work and stuff like that. And I was like, what are they paying you? Because I already knew. He's like, I don't know what they're paying. Yeah. Look, this is the Martini Rossi commercial. There's different versions of it though, Richard. I think you have to find the one that was played in Italy. See, this is all he did. This is all he did. Yeah, look. Yep.
Uh-oh.
See his mustache? See, yeah, my friend Rob had a mustache like that.
Oh, hell no.
By the way, that's a fake.
That's a long-ass commercial.
Yeah. Well, there's 2 or 3 versions of it. They play the one that they play in because we did this take. See, says Magnifico. So this one didn't have the part. There's a part where me, him, and a bunch of other people are at the bar, and that's when he turns around and says, "Man, I'm kind of facing like this, so you kind of see this. So I'm not staying for and he turns around and goes Magnifico. And I was like, all right, there you go.
Cool. I did Jagged Edge. Gotta Be, I think that's the song.
Yeah.
So they're at the club.
Yeah.
And so, we get hired. I get there early, right? And I'm waiting for my scene, and I'm thinking because it's the opening scene when they pull up in the ride, and then they get out the car, and then I let them through the velvet rope.
Ah.
Right. So that's the very beginning of the video. Right. Man, I had to sit there for 12 hours for them to shoot the entire video.
Oh yeah.
And they shot that part last.
Took like 30. Oh no.
They shot my scene last.
Right.
Like, I was just like, oh my God.
Yeah.
So I literally was just, there for 12 hours.
It's all day, man. It's all day thing. And people, what's so crazy about the whole Hollywood thing, and Chase probably knows this for sure, but with AI, they were talking about they're going to do like full motion pictures and don't even need the actors there.
Wow.
How fucking crazy is that going to be? So all these actors, no more jobs.
Wow. So you just go record your voice.
They do it all through, yeah.
Digital
they use, right, Chase?
Coke just released the first fully AI ad. The full ad is AI. It's a Christmas ad.
Coke did?
Yeah, it's the very first one ever done.
No shit.
You can't tell though. Like,
Wow.
This is all AI.
Interesting.
Isn't that fucking crazy?
That?
No, not that.
Oh, that's the commercial to the commercial.
Yeah, that's the ad. Dude, you gotta sign into the premium one.
Oh, okay.
One of the most iconic brands ringing in the holiday season. But take a closer look at the new Coca-Cola commercial, and you might notice that it was made with artificial intelligence. Social media certainly caught whiff.
It shows how lifeless.
Of course, somebody's angry.
It was supposed to be a reimagination of the iconic Holidays Are Coming campaign from 1995.
Yeah, well, that's 1995, dog.
But nearly 30 years later, the beverage behemoth now facing backlash for taking the real people and the cheer out of the holidays.
Look at all these haters.
Coca-Cola just put out an ad and ruined Christmas and their entire brand.
It's less festive, more creepy holiday.
Was that the same girl that was screaming in the car?
The latest company
I don't
to
know,
serve
but-
Might have been.
generative
It might have been her.
consumers. In June, Toys
But
R Us
and listen, this is just the beginning, right? This is like the ground level of it. So imagine this in 10 years, 15 years. Like,
Well,
it's gonna be crazy.
What's the name of that movie with is it called Surrogate? With Bruce Willis? When they're basically laying in this little coffin like thing, controlling the avatar.
Oh yeah. No, that's called Avatar.
No?
Is that called Avatar?
I think it's called Surrogate or something. It's basically
Same shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then whenever they show the people get out of the thing, they're all just like all gray and emaciated, like
But
they ain't had
in
no
the thing, they're
sunshine.
all like,
Yeah. But then, it's pretty wild.
Yeah.
And
I
then
mean, honestly, I mean,
yeah,
the world.
surrogates.
Okay.
Yeah,
The world is heading that way, man.
100%.
It's gonna be interesting. What happens?
100%.
We ain't gonna be no fucking AI, though.
That's
I'll
why
tell you that.
we need to
I'll
get
tell
our
you that shit.
we need to get our compound and get off the grid.
I know, right? That's the move. We'll still do the podcast off the grid.
Yeah. We're 75 feet underground right now.
Right, exactly. Exactly. All right, cool, man.
We don't know what's going up on the top side, but
we have we do because we got cameras up there. All right, man. So happy Thanksgiving to you, the family, all that good shit.
Brother.
Yeah, man. I'm very thankful this year. I was telling Richard before we started, I was like, you know, a year ago, the things I was able to do, it's like 100 times more this year.
yeah, awesome.
You know what I mean?
Bidenomics didn't get you, bro.
Biden, yeah. Biden ain't got nothing on me, bro. But like legit, like I mean, I remember the things I thought of last year for what I'm thankful for. Like it came into reality. You know, it became a reality. And what my vision is for the next Thanksgiving, when we do our next Thanksgiving, it's gonna be like the same thing, man. Because now I've let go. You know what I mean? I'm not trying to control anything.
Right.
You know what I mean? I've let go.
Yep.
Now, I'm talking about anything in my life. I'm not controlling my relationships with my family, relationships with my, wife, my daughter. I'm not controlling anything because I don't want to control anything. I want everything to be as organic as possible.
Yep.
My friendships, relationships, everything. Even with the business and everything like that, I'm just moving, right? I'm just going that way.
Yep. Taking action.
Right.
Yep.
Like I'm not going to take a step back and I'm not going to step aside or anything like that. I'm going to keep moving forward. Wherever that destination is, it is what it is, right? So that's what I've done this year. I've decided, like last year I was trying to control a lot of stuff, because I thought if I control it, I can protect it, right? Yep. But what I was doing was I was basically inhibiting myself from my actual potential.
Yep. Some things need to be cast out or let go.
Right. So I did. I let go.
Let it be what it is.
100%. And that's what I did. I let go so much shit, man. I let go of a lot of things, even things I was holding and carrying in my heart, with stuff that's happened in the past and things like that. I just let go, man. I just said, I'm not going to carry this anymore. Yep. I just don't want it.
Yep.
And I was like, look, wherever this goes, that's where I'm supposed to go.
Yep.
Whatever happens, that's what's supposed to happen.
Yep.
And, this year, I was thinking about this Thanksgiving, and I'm like, I'm so thankful for having the people I have in my circle, and I'm also so thankful for removing all of the bad people and the bad energy out of my life.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Like I'm thankful for that too, because sometimes that's hard, man. It's hard to let go of that shit.
Yep.
Sometimes you carry it still, and you think things will change, but you have to be real with yourself and say,
100%.
you know what I mean? This is not going to change. I have to change it. So that's what I did, man. I'm thankful for you guys. I love you guys. I know we got a new family member here visiting. I'm thankful for you, man. You're my brother for real.
Let's end this in a prayer.
Let's do it, man.
Awesome.
Go ahead.
Father God, we thank you for this day. We thank you for this opportunity. We thank you for this platform to share our life, our experiences, our wisdom. And we ask that you will bless our families. And we're grateful for this holiday weekend. Bless our country, Father. Bless us all. Forgive us for our sins. In your son's name I pray, amen.
Amen. All right. That's a wrap, son. Now we're going to go eat.